Hey everybody, Robert from Black Belt Gaming. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate, as always, the helpful comments in the comment section on the last video. There's been some debate about how darkness works versus light sources. And as far as I can tell and the way I'm reading it, I think I was lucky and played that correctly. Meaning that Harvey's kerosene lantern here should cause adjacent spaces to ignore darkness. You ignore it completely. So I think Jenny was saved by that. The dark druid came in through the front door. This strange darkness surrounded the entrance hall, and she got to ignore that thanks to the lantern. So we're going to play it that way and move on from there. Some of you agree with that, some of you don't. Nevertheless, that's how I read it, and it made sense to me that way. I appreciate the opinions and the advice. As always, it's really helping the game a lot. So let's move on from there and see what happens next with this dark druid. Some of you were concerned about Jenny's actions last turn, but then in the end, kind of like me, I was pleasantly surprised that at the end of the turn, Jenny's action to use the medical textbook actually saved Harvey from suffering a 5th damage point. So I'll need to read in the rules again what that does to him. I think it causes something severe. I don't think it kills him this first time around. But he's still holding at 4, and thanks to the medical textbook, I think it kept him from being worse off. So Harvey and Jenny, what are we going to have them do now? Fight the druid or continue to press on and explore? Harvey is in pretty bad shape, and I wonder if he can maybe get out of range of this druid. Maybe he can take a quick look in the bathroom. That should put him through a door, and I'm a little bit nervous about going north. We may find something nasty in there. Of course, I think the key is that way. Decisions. It's kind of a good feeling to do a clean sweep of everything, making sure we're not missing anything. But however, I don't know how precious time is. If I only have a certain number of turns before things just get unbearable. My first playthrough, completely blind. I haven't watched other people play through this mission, so I'm not sure. That is my issue. So, smart or dumb, I'm going to have Harvey maybe duck into this door over to the east. Hey everybody, we're in the application now, and Harvey's looking at this door right here. It's a wooden plaque marked WC, probably for water closet. Adjoins the door to the hall bathroom. Let's spend his first action exploring in that direction. Through the door you find a small bathroom lined with white tile. Discard this explore token. Between the porcelain toilet and the sink, a small wooden cabinet sits against the wall. Place a search token as indicated. You may move 1 space into the explored area, and I think we'll have Harvey do that. Alright, Harvey's hurting. He's got a second action available to him. I'm a little nervous about casting any other spells like Flesh Ward or anything like that. So I might have him continue with a search action just to clear this bathroom. Maybe we'll find something useful. A wooden cabinet. Let's let Harvey search. You try the drawer, but warped wood has left it stuck shut. We need to make a strength check. Alright, so Harvey's in the bathroom trying to search this cabinet and it's stuck. So he needs to make a strength check. Harvey, his strength is 3. So he's a little stronger than he is agile. So maybe we'll have a better chance here. 2 successes, that's not bad. Let's let that stand and go with that. Alright, so Harvey only has a strength of 3, but he got 2 successes. That's not bad. Let's confirm. With a powerful tug, you open the drawer. Inside, you find an item that looks like it has been sitting there for quite some time. Gain the Elder Sign Pendant common item, then discard this search token. Here's the Elder Sign Pendant. Roll 1 additional die while evading a monster. That might help Harvey run away and keep his distance, so let's give that to him. Alright, continuing here, Harvey has the Elder Sign Pendant, which is going to help him evade some monsters. So the bathroom is now clear, and I think due to the door, that's going to put Harvey perhaps out of range of this druid. So let's go to Jenny now. Alright, well, Harvey moved and took along with him his light source. So Jenny is in the black dark now. And she's got 2 actions available to her. I don't know whether she should charge forward into the darkness and attack this thing, or attempt to move back somewhere. I feel like if she moves back, this druid's just going to advance and attack her again. If she runs into the bathroom with Harvey, that's good. She might be able to use the textbook to heal him a little bit, but she's going to take one of his items. Decisions yet again. Let me think. Alright, Harvey could use some help, so why don't we have Jenny move 1, 2 spaces. She's got to end her movement in there with Harvey. And then while she's there for her second action, she's going to use the medical textbook again and remove one of the face down damage cards from Harvey. So that's going to heal him 1 point of damage. Then we just moved as one action, used the book as another action, so she has ended her turn in a space with another investigator. So her kleptomania kicks in, and she's going to be taking an item from Harvey. So I'm going to gather up all of his cards and shuffle them and randomly draw one. Alright, I've kind of shuffled up the cards here. And I don't exactly know how you're supposed to do this randomly. So why don't we count, say, 4 cards in. 1, 2, 3, and this will be what she takes. And what is that, the journal? Nah, that's not bad. So she steals the journal from Harvey and puts it in her inventory. So we put the items back out in front of Harvey. I'm curious, how do you handle that one with the kleptomania there? Whenever you end your turn in a space with another investigator, take one item at random. So how do you guys do that? Because the cards are face up, and then if you turn them over, the backs of the cards are different. Do you roll a die? Do you close your eyes and pull a card? Let me know what you do. That might help me out a little bit to figure out maybe there's a better way. So that's going to end the turn for the investigators. Not the most productive, but we did get an Elder Sign Pendant, and we patched up Harvey just a little bit. So let's move to the Mythos phase. Alright, our investigators have completed their actions. Heading into the Mythos phase, your hand suddenly begins to burn. This Mythos event affects the investigator who has a light source with the lowest What is that? I'm still learning. That could be observation or something. Well, the only one with a light source is Harvey. So he still has his kerosene lantern. Let's resolve this. Kind of wish Jenny took this from him now. The fire from your light has spread to your hand. You instinctively drop what you are holding and clutch your wounded hand. Oh no! Suffer 2 face down damage and drop 1 random light source. Before you realize that the fire has spread all around you, place fire in your search space, and each adjacent space. Oh man. Alright, so I'm trying to handle this fire first, and I definitely wanted to double check adjacent. And looking at the definition here, I'm looking at the first and second entries here, and it says that 2 spaces are adjacent if they share a border, a door, an impassable border, or a wall. I think it's the wall that makes this a bit unusual for the fire. 2 rooms are adjacent. Pretty much it follows the same thing. A door, an impassable border, a border, a door, an impassable border, or a wall. So if I'm reading that right, it says the fire has spread all around you. Place fire in your space and each adjacent space. So would that mean this part of the kitchen as well? And over here through the door into this area? That's how I'm understanding this. I'm just a little confused as far as how it entered into the kitchen there, unless it burned a hole through the wall. But, fires can do that. So let me get these adjacent spaces first. If I put fire here in the kitchen, and then a fireplace or a fire token here, and I'm going to put 1 more there. Let me know if that's wrong, but that's what it seems like. Alright, so we've got 1 coming in here into the bathroom, and then we've got this 2 face down damage on Harvey. And this is going to bring me to something else I need to learn for this game, which is what happens when he gets 5 of these cards, because his limit appears to be 5 on his character card. Let's check the book. Alright, I think I found it here. If an investigator has suffered damage, whether face up or face down, equal to or exceeding his health, that investigator becomes wounded. When an investigator becomes wounded, he gains a wounded condition, and then you discard all of your face down damage. So it sounds like even if you took damage exceeding that, let's say you took, like Harvey can take 5, let's say he took 7, it just sounds like you become wounded and you discard all of that. Let's see, if an effect causes an investigator to suffer damage in excess of his health, he suffers all damage from that effect before becoming wounded and discarding his face down damage. So when a wounded investigator has suffered damage equal to or exceeding his health, that investigator is eliminated. So Harvey's in danger of being out of the game if he suffers this much again. So it sounds like, again, that you don't give him 5 points of damage and then give him wounded and then tack on the rest after that. That would perhaps be overly harsh. It sounds like you just suffer all the damage, and then at the end of that you become wounded and you're kind of starting fresh from 0 but in the wounded state. Alright, so Harvey's health was 5 and he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage on him. So we've processed that, we take that off. Actually, he may have even gained a 6th card because he had 4, he took 2 from this fire, so he probably would have taken on 1 more. That's processed, and then we go to his wounded condition, and it looks like that is going to affect him here. It says you cannot perform the move action more than once each round, so I think he's going to be able to move a maximum of 2 spaces on his turn. When you have suffered damage equal to your health, you are eliminated.
Alright, we're back to the application. I did read a little bit about fire. Looks like you can try to put it out with an agility check, and you've got to be careful about performing any other actions other than move when you're in a space containing fire, or you're going to take some damage. Monsters, seems like if they move into a space containing fire, they're going to get some damage. So if that dark druid runs down the hall, he might take a point of damage. So let's continue. The dark druid moves 2 spaces toward the nearest investigator. Then it attacks the investigator in its space who has suffered the most damage. 2 spaces. 1, 2. That's gonna that's gonna move him into the fire. Let's go to the board for a second.
So, is our druid really this crazy or bloodthirsty? The druid moves 2 spaces toward the nearest investigator. So space number 1 is here. And space number 2 definitely puts the druid right in the space with fire. So I'll double check the rules, but I think he just took a point of damage there. As far as being able to attack, there's no investigators in that space. They moved into the bathroom. Alright, I'm just reading this here. It's right there. Whenever a monster starts its activation in a space containing fire, or moves into a space containing fire, it suffers 1 damage. So it just moved into a space containing fire. That druid got burned.
So Harvey's leaking kerosene lantern just burned the dark druid for 1 point of damage. There are no investigators in his space. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range with the highest horror rating. And I think we might be lucky. We're on the other side of that door.
Yep, we've got a door right there between the bathroom and this hall corner. So a door is between the druid and the investigators. So I don't think that either one of them needs to make a horror check here.
Alright, I put away the druid. No horror checks seem to be necessary due to the door. But maybe the application will say something to us about fire? Let's double check here. I don't know, is there anything I need to set fire? There's not a set fire. So maybe it will do this automatically for us. Let's see. Well, I don't think it did anything. I'm not sure if I missed a step there or not with fire. Let me double check the rules, and if we're clear, we'll end this round there.
Alright, so maybe the fire had already done enough for that 1 round. It looks like at the beginning of each Mythos phase, before the Mythos event is resolved, the fire will spread. Alright, so I think that's good. I think we successfully ended the round hiding in the bathroom, but fire is spreading around the mansion. Okay, I think that's going to end this round. Thanks for watching, everybody. We've got some fire raging out of control and a dark druid pounding on the door to the bathroom. So Harvey is badly wounded and hobbling around, and Jenny is stealing things, but in otherwise pretty good shape. So we'll pick it up with the next round. Thanks as always for your helpful advice, and let me know if I did anything wrong or if you have any other useful bits of advice for me. Take care, and I'll catch you later.